How's it, my empire? Thank you for the help coming from the authentic fucking biker gangs, the heads and the rebels, all the patch members out there. Just remember, mate, it's not about that, my bro. You have your episodes of these false prophets, these people that have misled you. I don't want him to join a biker gang. What does he need to join a biker gang for? What can a biker gang do? It's 1%. It's just a biker club. They're not criminals. Why you always go for the so-called charlatan? Why is he a charlatan? He's not a charlatan. It's not his job. That's the job of us. Why did he mislead you? Telling you that Matabele ants and the belly ants are very different. Of course, I can catch a black mamba. But I'm not talking about a normal black mamba. I'm talking about the boss, you know what I mean? From the drain where I'm from. Well, of course, he's a wild boy. Like so many normal boys. Like so many people would counsel. But that's enough about the government. Well, what's the Russia front? A place that they mistake the leader of colored people is like any other thing. If you don't spend time with the so-called Uyghur, it's just a white nigger. But how can you come with prohibition? It can't exist. But that's enough about all these so-called gangsters and people, which is the same thing like me. I've got all the diamonds, all the latest things. But without you, what empire is there? Even better, you've got a girlfriend in the police. How can you mess with somebody that's got a metabolism of the weapon? So I'm doing something for you because I'm saying what I said is open the garage door and the sliding door. They used to be expecting visitors. It's not my dad's job. My dad wants to spend time with his children. Of course, our education is a koanga where you must talk. But we're not here to diss you. How can he still try to diss you? If you're in a living organism, then it's a different empire. How can he say you're a fob if you're fresh out of business or something? The British Empire, you're talking English. So it's to learn. But you cannot learn if you're in a different empire. Every place has a business, right? Well, you've got your episodes. It's got social etiquette, hierarchy. It's different from disrespect. To be rude, well, of course, everybody wants to be a rude boy. But you want to be the champion without an empire. So how can you be a coconut? You're not an African. Since when you are African? Since when you going against the hierarchy? When did you start listening to these charlatans? What I miss is the opportunity for better business to learn about the so-called patch members. Yeah, but majority of people will go for the heads or the local people, mate, which will go for colored people. Who cares what pussy you're getting? Unless you're getting pussy. Well, it's a woman's prison, so there must be someone to speak for women. But of course, I've got someone. That's why I gave Bart Simpson or something. Said you've made a mistake. It's not a mistake. It's just a different size of person. Maybe it's a frap or something, a phone or something. What's the greatest fear? The cemetery is like entering the Karoo or the Kalahari. It's full of rusty things of Nazi soldiers. Anything else? So many empires that see a Chongololo. Remember that blunt object is the master of metalwork, butchery, barbecue, cattle. Cattle in Africa is an inheritance. It's not lobola. If you're inheriting mountains of gold, then it's like a job. It's not his job. His job is to analyze computer aesthetics. Whether the thing was sabotaged. It's not sabotaged. It's just a dream of family and friends. A dream of people that think they going to choose the Poindexter, the Balthazar, the person with glasses, the person who's so clever and stuff, but he's got a $2 budget. Yeah, of course, our empire can penetrate any empire, mate. India's no problem, mate. If bamboo can you know what I mean? Discipline a dinosaur, mate. A poor dinosaur. Of course, those things exist. But if they don't exist, you've got your episodes. Well, if you listen into logic, what's the point of being logical? If you've got philosophy that can work, you must think about whether it's a colored person. It could be somebody from Colombia, which in the world today is different because we're not racist. Well, you just need to double check now, whether it's a colored now. Yeah, but we've got no problem with you. We haven't seen the iceberg or pussy. You're talking like somebody's got no thing. It doesn't matter if you're good or ugly. If somebody's got a reputation, well, then it's not a job. The oldest business can't be prostitution. If you've got a daughter that's got the same thing on her mind, well, what's on my mind? I'm just sad about you, mate. I just want to do something for all our white people. Not the trashy people that are trying to do the secret escape, trying to order somebody. I'm like, now it makes sense. You're talking about a skinny white girl. That's the vampire. Maybe the white girl's eating sadza or something. Maybe it's a trap you're doing for somebody. You feel this guilt. What you feel guilty for? What's the point of being embarrassed? If you're not even an African, you're a colored person. You're from the same place. Just a small place of the rich place. Sometimes maybe you better, mate, fishing in southern Africa. You just got to be prepared. It's not bad. Well, it's like any place in San Diego or any place in New Mexico or somebody that's been to America is not a problem. It's like CLS and DMS and GZAP. It's not the leader. But any episode, mate, for people who are lost, it's for groceries, for social life, for the empire, for people that are worried about the business. The business is about money. What, that makes sense? Then listening to something that's not going to graft. Well, he's got a full license for motorbike. A Harley Davidson is $1 million. So if you want to talk about episodes, why are you following the opposition? Which I guess is any mistake. They want to listen to anything else. People want to copy, which is all right if you're a TUI. But in this temperature, of course you'll have somebody who disappears. Well, of course you'll disappear. If you in this temperature, you're saying a crocodile can't meander into a swamp like that. It's not even African shit. The thing I told you with the 65 million years ago, or coming into innovation, mate, or coming to something where you're supposed to be obligated. You're supposed to be obligated to help women. Well, if you've got a daughter, well, then you just got to make sure that it's not a hoax or something. Yeah, but like any fantasy, we're not racist. But if you want to make good music, it's all about following the leader, putting yourself in the position of the vampire, talking about the hierarchy. Of course, somebody thinks we don't care about the South. We care about the South, but like the wasp nest is the new South. There's no difference with Manurewa, but enough about that. Something about you, or something for groceries, shotgun shells, essential workers, the police. Well, what can the police do? Buy them fish and chips. Maybe that's why so many patch members want to join the shadow. Well, you must pay $10. It's only $10. Well, $10 is nothing. But for the empire, the greatest fear is the cemetery. But you don't understand, the cemetery is inevitable. It could be the greatest gift. Freedom. The metaphysics. If you got mountains with Ndebele warriors, Matabele warriors, it's different ants. It's just one ant recognizes the importance, hierarchy, respect, compared to somebody that could take his eye out. If you've got two eyes, you can have two hearts, you can have all the things. But for episode, if you've got your episode, right, and you're stuck on this level, you lock your brain. Don't blame Mudiwa or the government. If the government is being robbed, then surely the Tsotsi must be the one who pays. But it's enough about the Tsotsi. It's somewhere about people in our empire. Something about knowledge. You can be the master of none, the jack of all trades, but you cannot lead the Chongololo. You can't lead the ultimate weapon. So many people have entered the Karoo, not realizing the Namibia is just a sacred ocean. It's a supercontinent you're estimating. But for a rough estimation, it's good. If you've got your episodes, well, everyone's got an episode, without estimating whether you're from backyard or just saying that you're from this place, or you've got no boyfriend. If it's a woman's prison, it's a men's prison. So if the person is threatening headhunters or any biker gang, is a Comanchero, not a Navajo or American Indian. So if you've introduced kauri trees, they came with a kauri tree. It's an old waka. A waka is a boat, right? Mahi is fish, isn't it? So why will you diss somebody if you're from the same place? Which is nothing to do with intellectual property or trying to be sophisticated. You simplify it, isn't it? If you've got a business, you made a mistake. It's not my nephew, it's my son. He made one song. But with that one song, you could have made hundreds of millions. He knows how it works. My cousin is my cousin. He just listens to the leader. You don't go back home unless you've got money. Yeah, but back home, he's got trillions of dollar business with diamonds. An earthquake happened. Like so many people are mistaking Zimbabwe for South Africa. But South Africa today, of course, they'll say, what is the leader doing here? He's coming here like he's looking for a black girlfriend or something. He's supposed to be brown in a world like that. They say, where's the leader? He can do something like that. Of course, they want groceries. Things that obviously the person is confused. If you're going to Africa today, or you're going to Joburg now, then obviously you'll be confused. You can't like try to wiggle out. Now you're trying to wiggle out now. You're trying to take your patch off. Then afterwards you'll say, but is that not the same Gonzo? Gonzo with the speed of a lightning bolt that's coming on something for the empire, which is the empire of nonsense, which is the empire of bullshit, the empire of the charlatan and all the philosophy. Like what I told you, isn't it what you do? If you got a lion, then you've got 20 lions. And then if you've got meat, now big up to Tyson and Sonny and Damon, bro. But big up to the homeboys. Pat yourself on the shoulder, bro. Well, if you're a pirate, isn't it? Well, you got your episodes. You got a concert. You got all those mad items, which could be the very monster. But if you enlisted or if you forced into the military, then how are you supposed to know? Because you won't know, would you? You won't know if you enlisted. If you given the World War II stuff, they're asking for soldiers, is enlisted. Like the Roman army is paying with gold. Of course, for gold, I'll start dancing or something. I can also dance for gold. Well, and what I said is, I found millions of Matabele warriors, Ndebele warriors, Chongololos. They're talking about the Karoo or something in the desert. There's golden swords. So there must be something in the swamp. That's a rotating knuckle bone. That's my job. It's a dinosaur. It's just a different dinosaur. It's a rotating knuckle bone. But yeah, I guess that's how it starts. In any business. At the bitter end. The bitter end, of course, the bitter end, they'll say, but the bombo clat is flying around. You know what I mean? But the bitter end is like any tiny house. You find a tiny house with some sort of king cobras. I'll say, what you some sort of king cobra, mate? Tiger uppercut. Big up to the homeboys, mate. Why are you hating on everybody for getting a tiger uppercut? Well, that's what happens with the foreigners, mate. Find some sort of tiny house that's trying to hurt our people or something. I said, that was a nice try. You get some... What I'm saying is, if you're supposed to be a colored person, then obviously you haven't seen the iceberg of possibility because you're in a struggle. So if you're suffering, then what you're supposed to do? Are you supposed to suffer or struggle, or you go for the charlatan, or the person with the puku, the one with the evidence, the one who's living like that? Aren't you supposed to go for the evidence? Well, if it's a Comanchero, then it's American, isn't it? So if you join a 1% gang and 99% is the nonsense empire, well, now you're in the nonsense empire. Yeah, but it's the bitter end. So you just give the empire what the empire wants. Because if you got your episodes, are you sure it's not a colored girl or his girlfriend? Are you sure? Because you can have all the qualifications, you can have all the bachelors, all the things, going to the gym. But if you're the muscle, so it's like any scenario, right? So what's the difference if you're stuck in the garrison or the skrilla? That's enough about that. Something for the empire, isn't it? Groceries, social life, essential workers, which could be coming with American Civil War stuff, which is what I'm saying. If you're going to be standing up for the health benefits, well, of course, somebody's going to backpedal to say, hey, you're looking good. You've got a white Lamborghini, you've got a gray one, you've got $1 million Harley Davidson. Who's the stupid person? The stupid person who's the plumber, or the person who's depending on electricity from a tsotsi? Is that the same person? Maybe it's Corona, or maybe it's a sharp object. But who's the mad person? The person who said, I want a Maori doctor who just touch your stomach, or a person who's asking an Indian doctor. But yeah, that's how people live. You've got to live in the wasp nest. The wasp nest is capable of turning the thing on top of you. Say, but it's all junk. After this thing happened, I found unity. One, I found you know what I mean, Kentro, you know what I mean, Buddhism, Hinduism. I found, you know what I mean, yin and yang. I found one with this monitor lizard, which is possibly, you got Indian Maoris. They're dangerous, bro. It could be a colored thing, which is also dangerous, but big up to you, mate. Trying to go for African things, but obviously you will be in a smaller world. It's famous by the eye, which is different if you in a different environment for money-wise. You go where it counts, right? That's how it starts, isn't it? So that means they're coming after the leader of the shadow, isn't it? At the bitter end, isn't it? So obviously at the bitter end, you got your episodes. If you talk about Captain Cooked. So what I'm saying was, he filleting the human flesh like a duck breast or something. Was he filleting this thing? Because if you fillet human flesh, then obviously it will be a delicacy or something. Maybe it's the inhabitant, but we're from the same place. Well, we're stuck in this mad place. Well, for foreigners, it's looking like that movie with those dinosaurs, you know what I mean? It looks like you're in the dinosaur age, not Africa. It looks like you're in Lake Placid or something with El Chupacabra. He's saying, look in the mirror, which could work in an empire. Or it's educational. It's different. You might be doing one thing. But if you do one thing, well, you can't do one thing. With somebody that's got a better position, you say, what are you doing back at work? The last time I saw you, mate, you the person that was doing these Miami Vice boats, then here comes cocaine submarines, then you got tunnels, you open your mouth, you see El Chapo and Roselda Blanca, but you're in a woman's prison, in a men's prison, but he's an expert at prison. You can't tax everybody. Well, like I'm saying, if it's like Top Boy or something, then you're supposed to be organized crime. Well, if you got a secret society, right? So then surely then for the leader, well, he's got money, isn't it? Well, he's got experience. Maybe fell off his motorbike. Then maybe he's looking for a bail address. He's scared of remand. Scared of remand. Remand can make you scared. You know what I mean? It's haunted. Well, that's what somebody will say. That's statutory rape. That's like, you know what I mean? Like you sleeping with a beautiful girl from Henderson High School, a young girl in Roman. She's looking nice. But then what, you do it in a public toilet, or you do it in a public place, a private place? Are you going to cry on TikTok? Or you cry in the toilet in Pukekohe? Are you begging on the street, or you dancing by yourself? So what empire can that be? Somebody's dancing by themselves. So many people want to just mistake the cicadas or something that could be traditional. Maybe it could be rattlesnakes. You know what I mean? She could be checking, but a mad person. How many people are mistaking a white person for colored, a harmless person for the master? After you realize, in the modern world, of course you've got inhabitual shit, which is like sex and stuff. You've got relationships. But yeah, that's how it starts at the bitter end, you know what I mean? Because you must expect visitors. Well, if you've got a lizard, you know you got a small lizard, right? Lizards, a different type of crocodile, a saltwater crocodile. In this thing is not even African stuff. It's identical to the movie 65 million years ago. Of course, but if you're mad to enter the swamp, the mangrove, the swamp, well, who's the master? Is it the monitor lizard, the Maori, or the person with the authentic power? If you've got your episodes, right? So you've got your episodes of whatever you think is America. But in America, if you're not from America, you can mistake America for San Antonio, or the Texas desert, or the barbecue, or the servant for the master. Well, especially if you're close to the hierarchy. Well, for the empire, it's all about sacrificing and returning, mate. It's not money for drugs. It's just for groceries. Anything to stop that nonsense. How many people see skinny white girls? Suddenly you're worried about skinny white girls. You see homeless people. Then you homeless. Homeless can be an adventure. You can find a nice girlfriend if you're homeless. Maybe somebody will pay you if you're homeless. Well, if you're homeless, mate, at the bitter end, maybe you can go into the wrong part of the world. You find the empty shells of tiger tanks and old triremes and Roman ships and all these items. Well, that's what a Chongololo can do. He's an expert at metal. He's an expert at butchery, right? How can you have one rugby team, the Warriors, against Parramatta, the Dragons, Brisbane, Gold Coast, and State of Origin? Yeah, mate. Well, that's a gun and knife world. New Zealand, obviously, if you live, you got your level. Being stuck in this level can be horrible. If you got a refrigerator, maybe it's a refrigerator for Juju Hospital. You know what I mean? It's like a tiny house. Does it matter if it's a lizard or some person from a thing? Maybe it's a white African. You check, bruh, don't be a racist right now, mate. I got something wrong with me. Well, you got to wait on the waiting list. If you got dark skin, you got something to do with Africans. Well, then maybe the person's worried about cicadas. Or it could be some juju or something, witchcraft. Well, that's a problem. You got someone to speak for men, but nobody to speak for women. So if you speak for women, then you listen to the person that's available, not the person that's unavailable, or the person that is the leader, Komatua, or the person who's the king of people. You can't walk around like a lion. Of course, you got members like, a proper rattlesnake. Well, you got those ones. Then you got the other rattlesnake. The rattlesnake that's going to rattlesnake. Maybe it's calling more rattlesnakes. It can't be a cicada. Maybe you got, a real member or something. A real Comanchero, mate. You can just topsy-turvy the place, mate. Prison is nothing, mate. You can find inhabitual shit, mate. A relationship now. It's your job now. I want sadza now, chicken curry, mate. Yeah, but if you're scared of remand, you can't go to a remand. If you got no bail address, then you start saying, I got no bail address. My house is an empty shack. It's already fucking deserted, mate. That's the only place I can live. What's a bail address, mate? See something like that, bounty hunters, mate. American stuff. You check, this is American shit. Well, when the hell did you have a bail address? I just spent life in prison. The only thing I have is Mad TV. If you got the empire of nonsense, then the empire of bullshit is behind. But it's how it is in this world. People want to be in the wasp nest. That's how it starts. It's the bitter end. Where you should open the garage door. You might have a foreigner or something, a visitor. Does it matter if it's in this world or the next world? That's the problem with you. So you don't understand. One day it's pumping. One day it's police from backyard. He's checking I'm younger than you. You the leader. Say, what am I doing here? Say, well, you're going for $50. So you might as well go for something decent. You might as well join the American army. What I said is open the garage door. Open the sliding door. It's like living in a tiny house in bloody a mad place in that direction. That direction, they're running away from there. Don't blame anybody else. Blaming yourself. You can't blame yourself all the time. You can't always be a loser. But if every neighbor's got a sadza business, he's not ashamed. He's saying, but even if you're doing your madness, I'm still going to eat it. It's not for his dog. It's not even his dog. He's probably checking, that's hound. Did it bite a girl? Or was it even a girl or one of these tokoloshis or leprechauns or no, that's no bloody Narnia bullshit. Which probably, that's why I don't listen to somebody. I say, I can't listen to you. You left somebody behind. But yeah, so many people want to jump ship. But you can't jump ship if you're doing a leg. How can you jump ship with somebody that's alive in the ancient world? Perhaps maybe the person will stumble upon what he's dreaming about. He could be saying you're going to win the lotto. Then they say, you win the lotto. You're not a leader. How can I give you the lotto? You're not smoking butts, which is tobacco. Tobacco is South American. The kauri tree, they brought the kauri tree. So the original ecosystem or the original trees is introduced, like the pine tree, possums, pigs and stuff. There's no pigs, bro. Nyama is you. You the KFC. Well, KFC, that's what I'm saying. Well, finally he told the truth. They're saying they have to stay. Well, if you have to stay, then you rather have a sadza business or something. Neighborhood watch. Better still, your own person on the job who knows what he's doing is not a useless person. Of course, you take a blind shot. Would you rather take a blind shot, go to prison, or fight with a Komodo dragon, which is another type of lizard? Council is supposed to make sure the park doesn't have dinosaurs or lizards. Which, think about it, a dinosaur is easy to kill, even if it's the size of Godzilla. With bamboo, all of these Vietnam things, you just dig a hole or something. Then the poor thing is the new Burger King or something. Which is he filleting the item? Is he filleting this shit? Or is he just fucking cracking his head open and eating that shit? Well, that's the problem with the Pacific. The Pacific's got a problem, bro. It's got a problem with cannibals, mate. I don't blame somebody that you're saying is the problem who's seen something like that. But that's what I'm saying. Well, he admitted. He said it's not for adrenaline. He's filleting that shit. Filleting that thing. What is filleting, like a duck breast or something? When you filleting fucking human flesh, what's happening, mate? The closest thing to human flesh is bacon, pork. That's what I found out. What I'm saying is a possibility. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. The thing is, you're underestimating yourself. You're underestimating your culture. You need to worry about where you are. Because where you are is what about skinny white girls? Maybe they could be filleting that shit, isn't it? You could be filleting it, you know what I mean? Maybe making sausages. You know what I mean? I heard about it. Somebody's filleting women, making pastries, mate. You could be eating a filleted pastry of the same person you're taking for granted, could be from South America. Filleting people, mate. But yeah, it happens, mate. I'm trying to tell you, you don't want to accept it. You go to that level, that the person will be saying, hey, don't blame me. It's Corona. You say, Corona with criminals like that. You could be filleting nyama, you know what I mean? We're checking, I'm gonna fillet you like what you're dreaming. That guy was salt or something. At least it's funny. Yeah, but if you got your episodes of filleting people and stuff, you get filleted, you know what I mean? Like a piece of filet mignon or something. Duck breast or something. Talking about that. Yeah, but hey, you got mad items here, mate. Hey. Apparently, he brought the kauri tree. The kauri tree, so it's been here a long time, mate. Hey. There's no cotton. He's eating a bird, a moa, which is the only bird. It's not an ostrich. Oh, yeah. It's a bit of a handle, mate. Hey. Unless he's got something, a master of metal. But for Africans, what he said is the Africans followed birds. Like those are African birds, weaver birds, swallows, and things. Indians are also from this place. But if you got dark skin or you look like a South American, then you're not from 12 tribes Rasta, which is Israelites and stuff, which is just 12 tribes. You can't come from Israel. You coming from the place is from South America. He introduced the sweet potato. But for that, buddy, I want to get paid good hard dollar, bro. Something must be like 20 to 1, mate. Not Bitcoin or something. Which probably the thing is, he thinks India can't be filleted like a duck thing. What Matabili warriors in a Chongololo? He doesn't know what a Chongololo is. The millipede, you know what I mean? 100,000. Think about it. They want to follow the Pakya way, Pailangis. Without thinking, the Pailangi is getting paid with gold. He's got all this heavy metal. It doesn't mean that it's resistant to a stab. It just means it's got a waste of time. What a Shaka Zulu spear, you got Impi's Shaka Zulu is just a small fraction of Matabilis and Indebeles. And the Bushman is probably the scout, the hunter, the person who calls the Impi, the Chongololo, not a scorpion. Of course, these things, the same tattoos is his culture. Yeah, it's his culture with squid ink. Squid ink. With ink, that's their culture. So if you got tattoos, it's their culture. Which probably doesn't know gang tattoos. Which is their culture. Maybe they go all around the world. So why must you worry about somebody who's a servant? Or could be got another job. It could be doing research or something. Which you've got episodes about anything else except being relevant, worrying about being filleted, or you know what I mean, you could be filleted and put into a pastry or something. Who knows what happens? But maybe they worried about skinny white girls who could be filleted or something. You know, when you fillet a duck breast or something, how can you fillet something? Imagine the sharpness of a knife, which what I told you, mate, could have filleted people, mate. Well, that's what they complain about. Samoans, Tongans, the other cannibals are chicken. I used to fillet you, you know what I mean? Now I'm eating items like that. Check, I used to fillet you, mate. You used to be the nyama. Well, it's been sarcastic. Sarcasm, craft, it works, mate. It can psychologically turn the ultimate battle, mate. You can either be filleted, which could be evolution. Maybe evolution could turn sideways. Your very dream, you dream of all these items. Well, if a Terminator got the power to pick up the Empire State Building, got the power to pick up a mountain, one Terminator, one Predator can jump about 20 kilometers. The only way to kill those things is with the laser weapons. So that means he ripped our brain. Unless you got high-powered machine guns. And the alien got sulfuric acid. So if it's got sulfuric acid, it can't breathe oxygen. So that means it's got the capability of it's like a hunter. A hunter would travel through time. What I said, this is like what I'm showing you. Aliens and Predator. It's hidden away. What I said, that dusk till dawn, you go to Candy Club, then you got girls that come this way. But what I said is, why girls coming that way? Then I looked inside there. I said, that's impossible. There's a whole of the building here. Well, that's what I'm talking about. I seen those things. Things you start saying, what's wrong with this guy, mate? Even on a phone or something, like ordering pizza or something. Well, anything for the empire. But I've got a business account. Unlimited Wi-Fi. Means if you try to download on YouTube, it could suck your electricity and Wi-Fi. You must pay for that. But if you've got a business, a cornerstone business, right? Or some sort of business, right? Then you've got to make episodes for other reasons, for games, barbecues, concerts, to make money, for groceries, movies. You swim with Aquaman if it's hot. You see what I mean with Aquaman? Somehow he's swimming without kicking his legs. How can Superman fly like that? That's what I'm talking about with our business. How can how can Star Wars float like that? That's what I'm saying. If something just woke up like that, levitated, well, that's a good trick. Something that can break a fence. You know what I mean? That's a good trick. Can break your arms and legs and stab you. That's a good trick. Shit. Imagine the item does one of those items. The item you're dreaming about, mate. Would you rather be awake? I'd rather be awake. At least if you're awake, you can yeah, do your job. You're supposed to be the gangster, but being asleep, you're inundated, unconscious, which means it's possible of being another dimension. It's possible of being in 3 seconds you can do anything. You can bang everybody in 3 seconds. 9 seconds you can do even more things. Rob the whole of Africa. 11 seconds you can play for the Sharks and the Bulls. But that's another episode. But for our empire, maybe you'll end up being filleted or something. Not even like, maybe like Nando's or something. You see, Nando's is so nice. Maybe it's filleting, you know what I mean? Like I was filleting, you know what I mean? Is it one of those people? Or is he just straight break your head open and just, hey? Well, that's probably the thing they're complaining about. But for the empire, you just got to be straightforward with the monster, step by step by step. Just in case you enlist me into the British Army, then I'm back in fucking Afghanistan playing Robotech. Then everybody will start saying, I'm too young. I say, now you're old enough. But the brains can never be a single body. If you're the brains, the muscle follows the brains because they got muscle but no brains. I've got the brains, but the counterbalance. It's just nutrients for the brain. But if there's crumbs, then there must be a cake. So if it's an urban legend, so it can't be possible. Well, unless it's threatening people, which people don't take lightly to threatens. But you've got your empires, so we learned a lot of stuff. Now we've just got to try to download on our business, which is Google, YouTube. Not TikTok is a separate affair, a separate empire, which is done and dusted. But this is for people in our secret society, which could be many possibilities. But the greatest fear is the cemetery. But unless the cemetery is awake, wouldn't you rather be awake at the bitter end? Because at the bitter end of the episode, you've been through all of that stuff. At the bitter end is the worst because you got a parallel dimension. You got this dimension and another reality. So then, of course, Spider-Man can just come swinging and fall. At the bitter end. At the bitter end, anything can happen. I'm just trying to tell you like a normal person. What I'm saying is open the garage door, the sliding door. But at the bitter end, maybe you can find a swamp full of swords or something. Who knows inside there? You could find something. You could find that this person is a charlatan, mate. You could be like Britain's greatest talent or something. You know what I mean? Britain's talent show. The hound is jumping and stuff. Somebody's balancing on swords at the bitter end. The bitter end, you can find a young queen or something. Somebody in a disco, mate. Well, it's a frap. It's a phone tablet that's about this big. You know what I mean? Maybe you could find somebody. Ant-Man is another metaphysics, mate. Maybe got the power to lift up a mountain. Because he's a poltergeist. He wants to live. Doesn't understand death is freedom. It's inevitable. It would become like a poltergeist. He can lift up a mountain. Because he's so worried about skinny white girls. You can have the power to lift up a mountain. So maybe it's a monitor lizard. But that's another episode, mate. Another 40-minute episode. We're just going to keep the standard of the law, the standard of the government. Well, a real government, any government, our government, is not their job. It's a continent island. It's not their job. They're on minimum wage. They're not supposed to be employing criminals that could fillet you like a duck. It's not the job of the cops. If the cop's job is done already, that's the job of G.I. Joe or something, Star Wars or something. Isn't that his job? It's not his job. If you filleting somebody like a duck, or you just cracking someone's head open, scalping someone, a Comanchero, that's an American Indian. So how can it be a biker gang? if you got a golden Harley Davidson, are you sure he's in prison or is he about to fillet you like a duck? Yeah, but gangs are fighting like any business. But for the empire, that's another episode. We're going to dedicate something about our empire, our people. Well, for the empire, you've got your episodes at the bitter end. You're going to fillet somebody like a duck now. Now you're going to tell me there's a secret society, another type of subhuman, something existing that can start doing something like that. Meat is like pork. You're capable of making sausages, shy glizzies and stuff, sizzlers. Is that what I want to know about when I got children and a business? It's all I want to know about, mate. Maybe I'll start making some sort of a Peking duck or something, chicharrones or something, mate. If you fried like a chicharron, at least it's funny. You're not even fried like a Texas chicken or the fried crispy chicken at the takeaways. You like a chicharron, mate. Well, that's probably the hypocrisy of society. You fried like a chicharron. If this is Friday, you Debo, in a multiverse, well, something relevant to being filleted like a duck or something in an isolated place. You came the same time. The person's watching you, going step by step by step. At the bitter end, now he wants to fillet you. Oh, yeah. You sure it's not a lizard man or something? But such is life in the wasp nest. But for the empire, that's another dedicated episode. You've got your episode of Top Boy, your episodes of El Chapo, your episodes of Chirac. Well, then you've got an episode of the wasp nest from the vampire's castle. It's probably the safest place. In case you're going to be filleting somebody. Is he filleting somebody like pancetta or something? Or is he cooking the person? Or is what's going on with you? When did you start doing these items, mate? I'm living with you. When did you join a biker gang? Exactly when you're doing this? Or is this thing a lizard? Or is it pancetta? Or is it the same thing? Is it a possibility or am I mad? Or was it a sharp object? But that's another episode. Just in case you get filleted or something. Or you disappear. Say you're in Australia. Afterwards, then you find out you're in the belly of a shark or something. Then you got no DNA because you got animal vaccine. Then that will be even more difficult to find you. No fingerprints. Not even an episode. And maybe you could be filleted by one of these nutters. Well, with that shit, you've got one option. You're levitating like Superman or you're going to be like the exorcist. But I'm not that sort of person. What do I need to be that sort of person? I'm inside this mad place, which could be the maddest place. Unless you get filleted like a Peking duck or something. But that's another episode. Subscribed, prescribed, where it counts. YouTube and Google. Get it straight, mate. Instead of being the opposition.